Let me start by talking a little bit about cross-border trade. If you look at the last 10 years, cross-border trade really has zoomed fast. Uh, in 2010, it was estimated to be around $15 trillion, and by the end of this year, even after the current COVID situation, we anticipate that it will still cross $50 trillion. So obviously, it is a big opportunity for all of us to engage into cross-border, and I think that's the principal reason why all of us are here today. And we want to talk a little bit about what the opportunity is and how we can help you to really take advantage of this opportunity. By the end of the presentation, I hope that I would have helped you understand more in detail about where to be, how to be, and how you could use Pioneer's features, functionalities, and services to be able to make the best out of it and succeed in your endeavor to be a great merchant who can sell across the world. Now, if you look at within the cross-border trade, e-commerce is growing at a very, very fast rate. And we saw that it is almost growing 3x year on year in the last few years. It is anticipated to end around $4 trillion plus this year. And in the last few months, the quarter one of this year has actually grown beyond the expected budgets. So we really anticipate and hope that it will work very well in our favor. And this is a point to note for each one of us that we are in the right business, we are in the right areas. We really need to fine tune our operations to take advantage of this and really benefit from it, right? Now, why global, right? While e-commerce is growing, while cross-border is growing, why global? And what's in it for sellers like us or for people who are interested in this segment? This is a report which says that 45%, which is almost half of the world's e-commerce online buying population, will be buying goods from global websites. So today, if you are selling on any of the global marketplaces, or if you have a website that caters to many multiple global markets, you stand a chance or you are in a position to attract a new buyer or a buyer who could buy from your website, and that's really very reassuring. If you look at the CAGR, which is the compounded growth, it's more than 21%. This number is really unprecedented and really very, very strong indicator of how things are shaping up for the globalization to happen. While there may be other headwinds, this clearly takes down all the other headwinds and helps us to believe and reaffirms our faith that we are really poised for continual growth in this segment, and it is going to be a game changing environment for us, game changing ecosystem for us in the next few years. We are in the right position and we want to take advantage of that, right? Now, what has happened is that a bunch of new marketplaces have cropped up, right? The hallmark of this is that it is no more a phenomena where West sells to the East or developed markets sell to the emerging markets, right? Or the other way around, the emerging markets serve the developed markets. Today, when earlier, if you went to any of these top cities in the world, you would find a lot of Western products, Western services there. Today, most of them are getting localized, and there are multiple reasons for that. One is very clearly the demand, the nuanced requirements are very different for a local perspective. I'll take a couple of examples, right? Let's take, here you go, guys heard of Kareem Cabs in the MENA region, in the Gulf region largely. They succeeded over Uber because they localized their operations. A lot of areas in the Gulf region are desert regions, and it's very hard to get GPS network. So what Uber did not work for Kareem. So they set up their own GPS network. Uh, uh, they set up their own GPS network to be able to show to succeed in that market. They also they also did something very different from Uber. Uber always you know Uber always was very much from a payment perspective was a prepaid model, but these economies even today a lot of them are pay on delivery or cash on delivery models. So Karim introduced cash on deliveries, and that's a hallmark of their success. We see similar trends where Amazon, which was earlier very US Europe centric, moved to many countries in the Gulf region, in Turkey, in India, in many other smaller markets, which were very local, and they have been able to localize a lot of operation. So it really is the game for people who can take advantage of localized operations and people who can co-create for that region. Similarly, you can talk about Jumia, Joom, and bunch of such examples. We can keep on talking about these examples. But what has happened is these marketplaces have been able to customize their offering either in their area, and they've been able to bring a lot of digital into it. So that's the reason and the recipe for their success. Now let us understand a little bit about why Turkey at this point of time, right? If you look at Turkey, uh, almost 60 million we have almost 60 million internet users today, and that's almost 72% of the Turkish population, which means that people have adopted technology very well. They are using it in their day-to-day lives, and it has become a backbone and something which we have got used to, right? And a massive proportion of that, almost 95% of that, or 68% of the total population, uses something like a mobile device to come on the internet, which means that the burden or the barriers have got broken. It's spread homogeneously across multiple layers of people. We have those people who could not afford or use sophisticated tools to get online today get online, because almost everyone has a smartphone in hand today and they can access the internet. And pretty much people have adopted various forms of online shopping, including using a mobile device, including services, including various other products and services that we consume today on the internet. Given that there is so much of digitization that has happened in Turkey, given that it's a very young population, given that it's a growing population, I feel it's the right time for Turkey and its sellers and its businessmen to really explore things. Now, how is online and e-commerce and cross-border really favorable to this set of people? And we'll see that in the next few slides. Uh, Turkey already is a big export economy today. It exports almost 170 billion worth of goods, and that's not a mean feat. If I compare it to any other geography, this, for the size of the population and size of the country, is a very, very strong export economy. And it includes services. We've heard of digital services that Turkey exports. It includes conventional and traditional made in Turkey goods. It includes services. It includes other heavy industrial activity also, right? But we are focused on the new activities. We are focused on the digital activities today. So the ecosystem exists. The environment for in export exists from Turkey, and we really want to see how it plays out as a part of it. Right? If you look at people who start exporting, right, uh, almost three or for every 3 or 4 people who export in an offline way, there are 30 to 40 people who start e-commerce firms. And it's a testimony that e-commerce has taken off. It's a testimony that it's probably easier to find the markets in e-commerce. It is savvy. People are buying on e-commerce. So obviously the businesses are shaping up to serve their customers. And the good news is that people are savvy. People are really future looking to be able to use this advantage for themselves. But what happens when they start exporting? Exporting is not an easy game, right? Only about 30 to 50% of conventional businesses survive after the end of 1 year when they start exporting. The same for e-commerce is as high as 80%, which is twice the number of people who also include e-commerce in their export strategy really succeed over people who do it only offline. And the most important factor is that people who are selling domestically, when they start exporting, they see approximately 50 to 60% growth. But those who are doing it online really see as much as 90 plus percent growth. So really, we have the digitization in Turkey is big. People are savvy, people are educated, people understand economies of scale, and export is happening. There is strong tailwinds that allow us to export. So time for Turkey is very, very right in my mind. If you are a Turkish businessman today or a businessman based in Turkey, you have a lot of opportunity to succeed. And I'll take one example and show you where we are at. But overall, I feel that the timing is really, really very right at this point of time. We look at China. It's known that China is a very successful e-commerce cross-border country today, right? If you go to China, you heard of those massive factories, you heard of those massive scaled products that they manufacture and they export. Almost everything in the world today, if you go out, seems to be made in China. But we, almost only just 5 years back, only about 20% of their total export came from e-commerce. Rest was all physical goods that were being exported. But if you look at today, it's almost double. 40% of, or nearly 40% of China's total exports come from e-commerce. Now, why has this happened? Let's dial back about 10 years back or 12 years back. What we saw was, because of the same issues or the same advantages of a young population, digitization that happened, penetration of mobile phones and devices, penetration of things like WeChat and stuff like that, gave rise to a very, very strong domestic e-commerce industry. And this kept on growing at a very fast pace. Now, this taught people how to sell online. This taught people how to really work their catalog, how to kind of come up with new products, new design. What are the customer patterns that are there when people sell online? And they were able to take this world over in a very short span of time. And their success today in cross border is actually because their e commerce market exploded. It's because their digitization in the country happened, internet penetration went up, localization happened, and the same examples that we saw previously. In my mind, the same things are happening in Turkey. Just a recap of what we said earlier, domestic e commerce and digitization is growing. This is going to lead to large scale online purchases and belief in online. Domestic sellers are getting more and more savvy, and we will see a lot of opportunity in the cross border side. Where 45 or for 50% of people or half the people want to buy from global websites. So the marriage is really very, very tight and very, very up there for us to go and grab. Now, let's look at the other side. Let's take an example where there's an opportunity today. If you look at a market like UK, for example, almost 60% of clothes or sports goods are bought over from cross-border suppliers or bought over online, right? You almost all categories you'll see that it's upward of 30% adoption of online. All e-commerce sale was astounding, almost 700 billion GBP or pounds a couple of years back. Only B2C sales was almost 200 billion pounds, and that's a big number, right? 82% of people in the UK are buying online today. So it's not a small number. This is just example of one country, but there are massive such transformation on the consumer side that have happened. We are looking at the seller side of the ecosystem, and we want to really make sure that we take advantage of this ecosystem to really grow our businesses and to make it profitable in the near future. Right? This is again a slide which says that for the same country or for the same set of countries, where earlier and we read this graph right to left instead of left to right, earlier only about 30% or 29% of sellers came from outside the UK or outside their own domestic country. It's almost 70% today, or actually little above 70% today. And out of that, 40% nearly is coming from sellers globally, from the rest of the world, outside even the European Union. So it is not only the sellers who are nearby, but also sellers from all over the world are able to sell to a consumer when they know their preferences, when they are digitally savvy, when they're selling online, when they are really improving their skills on a day-to-day basis to be able to serve their customers, right? This is another indication where if you look at countries like UK or Denmark or even France, the overall uptick on e-commerce and online cross-border purchases is really very, very visible, right? They are heavy users, they are risk takers, they are early adopters, and they buy from global websites because they get the right product. They are able to get a differentiated product. They're able to get a great price for their product. All the middlemen go away, so all the layering of the cost goes away, and they get really access to some of the best catalogs, best selection in the world at great prices And obviously today logistics is much more evolved than what it was, so they really get it in few days versus, or sometimes even like 2 or 3 days versus long time, or 10 to 15 days earlier. So the ecosystem is really played into making all these things very, very much possible for each one of us. Today, the ecosystem offers marketplaces, product focused marketplaces. There are OEMs who offer it. There are materials that people can source. There are service providers who can help you to, build your catalog, to optimize your catalog, to manage your inventory, warehousing, and bunch of such services. What is increasing for the next few years, what we will see, or the next few months, is the scope of marketplace itself will keep on increasing. The scope of ecosystem will keep on increasing, which means that there will be more and more needs which will be offered as solutions to people. So it was earlier very hard to launch a e-commerce business. These scope of services will actually increase the ability of a seller to be self-sufficient and launch a better product category on the marketplace, right? And as we go forward, the real challenges lie in supply chain. In the last 3 months, all of us globally found that the biggest problem of COVID-19 was that the supply chains got disrupted completely, right? So marketplace procurement is something which is really going to be big in the next few years. So if you are a seller, you should figure out and you should stay tuned to a lot of these happenings in these areas where you could source from better sources within your country or outside your country. Go to the OEMs, go to the manufacturers, give your own custom designs, manufacture specific things for your stores and stuff like that. And product quality within that will be the key, right? Today, the biggest challenge that many marketplaces face is product quality, because while there are good sellers, there are also people who are in the short run who want to do things for a very short period of time. So these are services that are emerging in a big way as a trend in the future, right? So if I had to recap, there are a lot of challenges that a cross-border seller face when he sells on e-commerce. Classic one is payments, and we'll talk a little bit about Payoneer in that context in the later few slides. But largely, it's very hard for them to set up a receiving account and collect money in various currencies in various countries. They are exposed to various regulation and taxation, and they have to meet all those needs and demands. Sometimes it's a very frictionful and prohibitive cost to be able to do that. So these are real challenges. Customer acquisition, if you're talking about growing to new marketplaces, growing to new markets, it's not an easy job. Customer preferences are different, the styles are different, the product quality requirements are different, everything is different. Sometimes the languages are different. If you're selling into Europe, you have to deal with French, you have to deal with German, you have to deal with English, you have to deal with many languages there. It's not an easy aspect to go and sell to these marketplaces, right? Logistics we spoke about, but the reverse logistics are also different. Warehousing is a challenge, inventory management is a challenge, right? So these are real challenges that the global seller faces. Now, many companies, including the likes of Amazons of the world and others of the world, have come and solved for the consumer side of the experience, right? Today, a consumer can get goods in his language. There are very beautiful detailed pages that they can see. There are beautiful images that they can see. They get amazing price. They get amazing choice of goods and stuff like that. The delivery happens, but who is thinking about the seller side of the business? Who is thinking about the merchant side of the business? Right? There are hardly any people who are investing in that side of the business. So we took that as a challenge, and we created what we call as your passport to the global world as a B2B business. And our focus, our aim has always been with this B2B person, with the businessman who wants to really scale up, who wants to expand his geographies, his skills, his products, and really do very well for the economy, right? So that's our motto, that's our mission, and we're very proud of what we've been able to do in a short span of time around this, right? So we today offer our services to over 4 million such customers, which is a large number. We are connected with more than 2,000 marketplaces and enterprise companies who can offer, and that's why sellers can go and work with any one of these in a very short span of time. We offer support in 70 languages. We are present in 200 plus countries and markets, 150 currencies. We have 18 country offices where we have people who are supporting various activities, including marketing and promoting, alliances and business development, sales, talking to the customers, explaining to them, and of course account management, where we work very closely with some of the businesses to be able to help them succeed and grow very rapidly. So we bring the same to you in Turkey. So as I said earlier, there is a deal room, Payoneer deal room, where you can go and meet our people one on one and take advantage of them being there today. But even after that, we will give our coordinates to you, and you can reach us. We are very happy to kind of work with you and help you grow your business and solve any problems if you may have. Right? What do we really offer? We work with e-commerce sellers and marketplaces. We work with service providers, freelancers. We work with B2B merchants. So we work across the spectrum. So whether you are a services customer or e-commerce customer, logistic player, or a service provider wanting to serve e-commerce customers, we our ecosystem covers everything, and really we offer an end-to-end solution to it. And that's why it's a passport which allows you to do everything that you want to and equip yourself with everything that you can to be able to successful with us. And we want to be the partner of choice for you in that respect to help you really grow fast. To name, we work with all the top marketplaces. I can't remember one that we don't work with. Amazon across the world, Rakuten, Top Hatter, Rakuten, Top Hatter, uh, Cdiscount, Walmart, Souk, and Wadi in the Middle East, Flipkart in India, Lazada in the East, Merca- Mercado Libre, in Latin America, Linio, you name it, and we work with them. So if you work with us, we can help you actually take your products and your things to every of these marketplace, because we have a program called Green Channel where we work with the marketplace to onboard you. The latest being Google Shopping. So if you're really interested, we can take you to any of these marketplaces where we can help you list your catalog. We can help you to really set up your business on these marketplaces and take advantage of the Payoneer relationship that we have established over so many years. Right? Now, what do we offer as a solution to you? We are actually in between, where we offer solutions for you to work on marketplaces or with your direct clients. So if you are working with marketplaces, you can collect your payments in a very seamless way across multiple currencies. So you get a US account, a Euro account, a GBP account, a JPY account, probably a bunch of accounts, 11 or 12 accounts, where you can really work with us, collect money in these countries by just applying to us once through a single account. So it's really very powerful account tool that you get. If you want to send a invoice to your customer through a link and get paid through a link, we offer that too. In fact, we have multiple services on top of that, where we offer free reminder service to your customers. We give you dashboard and analysis of who has paid, who has not paid, and those kind of stuff. We also help you with logistic partnerships, ERP partnerships, and stuff like that, where you can really optimize your services and work. On the receiving side, we allow you to withdraw to your choice of bank. We allow you to withdraw on a prepaid card, either physical or virtual. People typically buy a lot of ads and stuff like that, and they would want to use these virtual cards. They have various licenses they buy, so they want to use these virtual cards to pay for that. So it's very easy for them to use a Payoneer card. They can have this card in multiple currencies, so that they can actually pay their pays in multiple currencies, which are their choice, their local market. We have an integration with all the European countries on VAT. So you could, by a click of a button, pay your VAT commitments. What we do is we go and validate your VAT account in those countries and help you pay it seamlessly from your balances on Payoneer without having to really, do anything else. Uh, we introduced working capital products in a few countries. We introduced working capital products today in the US, UK, and in China, where because we understand your marketplace performance, your receivables and payables, we can extend a line of credit to you. It comes as sometimes as bill discounting, sometimes as merchant cash advance, from 15 days to 6 months, and you can really help your working capital grow your business very fast at a very very low interest rate. So those are some of the amazing features and functionalities that we offer to make it really a very high value proposition for you, right? This is a recap of some of the integrations that we have. We can integrate with 2000 plus marketplaces. You can have multiple currencies. You can get it paid from ACH, back, SEPA. You can have a wire account payment also. In the US, we allow e-check payments. You could connect your Payoneer account to Stripe and PayPal and other payment gateways that you use to collect from your own stores and get paid through Payoneer by saving cost and stuff like that. overall very optimized for you. It brings down your cost structures, and our agenda is to put you on parity with any enterprise. So Pioneer's agenda is that if you go to enterprise customer, all banks offer them amazing benefits, right? We bring the same to people like you and SMBs and businesses across the world, so that you can compete with them because of the lower cost structures, because of the speed of payment, because of the features that we bring to your table, and the great account management that our team provides. So really, that's the biggest advantage in my mind that comes to you when you start working with Pioneer. Eventually, the benefits that we talk about are no upfront cost, low FX fees, products like working capital, VAT payment, store manager, and I'll show you a video at the end of it on one or two of these. Speed, we pay within 2 to 4 days once the payment is credited. We have a strong banking infrastructure of 70 plus banks that we work with. So we offer you redundancy in the back end, which means that your services to get paid will never be disrupted, right? The same Payoneer account can collect across all currencies, so it's a single window for you. No hidden charges, very transparent. You see what you get, so there is nothing which is really unknown to you. So unlike some of the other banks and players where it's very hard to figure out what the FX rate is, what you will eventually get paid, we know that that for every $100 that you get paid, so much 98 is going to come to your bank. So you can plan your downstream cost very well. You can support bunch of new activities that you want to do in a very fearless way. So those are some of the advantage and benefits that accrue to you because of Payoneer, right? So this is most of it what I had to say. I have a short video to share with you.
World, nothing prevents your e-commerce business from going global. And the fastest way to expand is by selling across marketplaces all over the world. But with global growth comes new challenges. How do you stay on top of everything that's going on? Payoneer's Store Manager is a simple yet powerful tool designed to help you track payments from all of your stores and other marketplaces and see how each store is performing, all in one place. Now, for most marketplaces, your stores connect automatically when you choose Payoneer as your payment method. And for Amazon, just a few clicks more and your stores are all connected. You can now see all of your marketplace activity in one central location, export it for more in-depth analysis, and even get a bank statement for Amazon disbursements. Oh, and there's more. Once connected, based on your store's performance, you'll receive attractive working capital offers. It's time to see the big picture. Manage all of your stores in one place.
Yeah. Thank you guys for